I did not rub it in anybody's nose yesterday in Portland with the Let's Go Heat chants, which have become now it's now become my favorite tradition, has been the Let's Go Heat chants on the road, just when defeat is known, and they've just overwhelmed the fan base. And I'm telling you, Leroy, like, I'm watching some of the fan videos, that is loud. I mean, if I was and it's not a good feeling. I'm not going to say like it's never happened in the Heats. Like when those Sully and Murphs come down here, it's disgusting. But I'm telling you, when I hear those Let's Go Heat chants, in a road building, is
it like more and more impressive? Some of the places throughout the country, you start hearing it. Like I get the East Coast, right? But you're out west, you're in LA, you're hearing it. Portland, you're hearing it. Come on.
It was great. Well, let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms, the Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer, the brand architect himself, Michael McCullough, friend of the show, joining us there. Michael, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great today. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing good. How much do you enjoy after a nice road victory when you start hearing the Let's Go Heat chants rain down in a road building?
When I was backstage and you guys were talking about that, I was like, yes, because I'm watching the game on TV, right? And I hear those Let's Go Heat chants, and Heat Nation travels, man. We travel strong, and I appreciate the fact that we can take over buildings like we do. So I'm all about it.
Like it's a rare thing, though, right? To be that far away from, like, it's odd to me. Like, I've seen it, football, they do the travel thing. So, usually the cold weather teams, they go to LA or come down to Florida. So they'll have a little pop in crowd or whatever. But this is just happening in a random game. Minnesota, let's go Heat. You're out in Portland, let's go Heat. Like, it's crazy.
Well, the cool thing about it is that next time, pay attention to like when those chants happen. Because Heat Nation is smart, right? They figured out when the opposing team can't make noises like when our guys are shooting free throws. So if it's late in the game and our guys are at the line and we're winning, that's when you're going to hear those chants, because they can't jump in there like with music or anything to drown us out. So listen to when those chants happen. Like, it's very strategic. When you can get the loudest is when the home team can't do anything to make you be quiet. So look, I hate it when it happens here. It's rare when it happens here. But I know, like, when I hear it at the right time, I'm like, damn, they got smart fans, because they know when to make the chant, because we can't do our hands are tied.
Did you think immediately as that Pelicans brouhaha was going down and the Heat fan in the Wade jersey was getting sent packing? Did you think immediately, let's get his information and bring him in for the rematch in March?
Well, you know what? I knew somebody was going to reach out to that guy, and I'm glad that I saw that Dan did, and he's getting his 15 minutes, and I'm very appreciative. And it's great. He took one for the team. He took it for all of us, right? And he was I loved it that he was like 305 till I die, but he's not even from Miami.
Well, that just speaks to it. Everybody's like that. That speaks. I don't know. I think the thing, like, the place I noticed it the most, I always, like Leroy said, notice the Northeast, but I think when Wade had his last dance and seeing how much love he got nationally all over the place, I think that's the first time I really grasped like how much it is spread all over the country.
Yeah. I mean, we're Heat Nation kind of everywhere. And again, the cool thing about it is a lot of it does. Some of it will go way, way back, but a lot of it started obviously when we had the big three and all that sort of stuff. But when you think about it, that was a long time ago. Right. That was quite a while ago.
Still
and
going.
For us now to kind of have what we have now, that means that these fans pretty much have, fallen in love with this squad that we have now and that we had for the last few years, where we're getting to the finals, we're getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, and where the culture is really coming through. And that makes the Heat fans' chest puff out a little bit. It makes the cocky Heat fan even more cocky.
Well, yes, and a win streak has definitely got me in that mode right now. As Leroy said, he's trying to rein me in right now, Michael, but it's a lost cause.
Get out of the way, Leroy. Get out of the way.
I'm trying, like, it, because as an athlete, you have to put everything in perspective, and you think more big picture and where are we headed, and you can win 10 games in December, and it has no bearing on what's going to happen in June. And so that's how I think. He's like, we're going undefeated, right? And it's just like, it's so opposite of my thinking. And so it sucks because, just the way my thought process is. And, we just go at it all the time just because I'm more of a realist. I'm like, okay, it's a long road. You got to hope for, nobody gets hurt or things like this. And he's like, oh, no, you know what time? Jim BP, let's go.
That's right. That's right.
But you know what? Okay, so look, I'm going to meet you guys in the middle a little bit. I'm going to give Tobin some love and some reason why he's feeling that way. And then Leroy, I'm going to give you a little reason why you can maybe come his way a little bit. So the only thing I would say about it is it's that time of year where, again, hey, look, I'm a marketing guy, right? So
yeah,
I know hopefully, Pat and Spo aren't listening, but like it's the time of the year where Jimmy starts to become Jimmy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That narrative is out there.
Agreed.
And when we start to ramp it up right now, people around the league, particularly in the East, they start sweating a little bit because look, this is kind of what we do, right?
Like you are not. Look at the grin on it. You are not.
It is exactly what they do, isn't it? Isn't it, Michael? It is that time of year.
It's kind of what we have traditionally done, right? We start to find our way. We start to find our way, and we start to make people nervous. And when you turn on the network shows and all that stuff, nobody wants to talk about us. Nobody wants to pay attention. But when you look on Twitter, you look at the basketball guys.
Watch out for the heat.
They know.
I get it.
They know. Like
I get all that. But if you ask Spo and you ask Riley, they would say we're playing with fire, right? Even though if they don't believe it, it's like you can't.
That's not true because Spo loves it because he said that the truth is a liar or something like that. And that success is the worst teacher. And so I think he secretly loved it. And now he's got everybody rolling in the right direction. And it's all coming together in the right time, Leroy.
I get that. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying we've been going at this since December. Don't worry. Jim VP's coming. Don't worry. It's coming. I'm like.
Train's never late.
Right.
Train is never late.
Yeah.
So speaking of never late, Michael, you do this awesome event every single year. The Family Fest is coming up. Can you tell us a little about what you got going on this weekend as you guys have your 24th annual Family Festival coming on up?
Yeah, this Sunday, it's our 24th annual Family Festival. And for me, it's one of the most fun things that we do all year. It's really where we get a chance to allow, all the fans to get this is as close as you're ever going to get with players, with everybody in the same place. It's a really cool event that we're going to host here at the building. Restaurants, over 35 restaurants from around town. It's free food. It's free drinks. The money goes to the Miami Heat Charitable Fund. It's a great cause. And the players and their families are all here and everybody's relaxed. Everybody's chill. The guys are moving around. You'll get to engage with them. And, it's not an autograph thing. Like, it's not that. We try to make sure that people don't try to get autographs because that's not what we want. We just want the guys to be able to move about, people to be able to stop, take pictures, and have a really interesting experience that you're not going to get outside of this particular event. So Miami Heat Family Festival on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it always looks really cool to get them in those kind of atmospheres. Go ahead, Leroy.
The other thing that's really cool about this is I don't think a lot of people understand. Most organizations plan events like this in the off season. To have this event this big going on during the season while basketball is being played is a very unique thing to sports, right? Because, a lot of guys won't go, a lot of guys won't do it because, you're during season or whatever. So it's really cool that the Heat are doing something during the season of this magnitude and giving you an opportunity to interact with the players during the season.
Leroy, you want to come work over here on my side? Because that was pretty damn good right there.
But it's true. Normally, awesome. Normally events like this are in the off season, and sometimes a lot of guys don't go, but you do it during the season. Like, there's not a lot of organizations doing events like this during the season because they don't want to deal. They don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, you're right. This is a massive event. This is a full team event, full coaches, full basketball staff.
Right.
Harrison's, Riley's, everybody is here on Sunday, and everybody's relaxed, everybody's accessible. So you're right. This is, it's our 24th event. This is a staple event for us.
Right.
And you're exactly right. We want it to be in season. We want the fans to feel like our players are accessible even when we're going into crunch time, and that's exactly where we are now.
Right.
But the guys, you'll see the guys really enjoy this event because they know it's chill time. They all got their families with them, and they actually enjoy this event. So, I encourage people, if you want to go to heatfamilyfestival.com, check it out for tickets and for more information. But I encourage people to go. It is a really, really fun event.
It really does look like it. Michael, Jaime Jaquez, I'm curious, when do you know? I know you guys, you don't want to individualize anybody, but this kid is a rookie sensation. We talked about this with Tyler. Like, a guy just seems like he's got an it factor. The fans gravitate towards him. How much have you noticed that with Jaime in his rookie year so far, that the fan base going crazy for him? He seems to be doing all the meet and greets and all that. So what has been your impression from the marketing side of things? Do you see Jaime and you see marketing goldmine? Everybody loves this kid.
I'm not going to go as far as marketing goldmine, but I'll give you a couple of my impressions. First of all, like, cool looking cat, he's got a look, right? So that never hurts here in Miami. But when we did his first autograph signing out at the Miami Heat store at Dadeland Mall, I was incredibly impressed, and I was really blown away by a couple of things. Number one, just the size of the crowd that was out there to see him really well in advance. But the thing that really struck me was the age of that crowd. And if you guys never saw any pictures or images or video from that thing, that crowd was so young. They were so young. And what I was thinking in my head, and I'm not equating, so I'm going to say something. I don't want anybody,
right,
texting or anything like that. But what I'm equating is Jaime is going to be those kids, Dwayne.
Right.
They're coming to the Heat at that young age, and that's the player that they're latching onto, that they're resonating with. And it wasn't just, it was a largely Hispanic group of kids, but their age was so young. They were like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, like super young Heat fans. And again, what struck me was their level of enthusiasm. But when I thought, I was like, man, those kids are going to be with us as Jaime grows through his career. Like, that's our next generation of Heat fan right there.
And it's a different fan base,
And they're going to latch on to, they're going to latch on to him. Like, think back when you were kids, like, for me, it was Dr. J, it was George Gervin, it was whatever. Like, those are the guys that I latched onto that got me into basketball. And when I got a chance to meet those guys, like, I met Dr. J at an All-Star game. I stalked him in a Whole Foods because I saw him in there and I wanted to get a picture with him. But when you latch on to somebody and you get a chance to, like, be in their presence, like, it changes. It just cements that relationship. And that's what I saw taking place at the store that day. It was like those fans got that kind of access to Jaime, and that cemented who was going to be their guy with the Miami Heat for the foreseeable future.
Before we get you out of here, Michael, I got to pitch an idea to you, all right?
Wait a minute.
I had nothing to do with this.
It's and he always gets me when I'm on live, and I'm my back's against the wall.
Hear me out on this. I feel like this sells like hotcakes. Court culture, DuncYard dog t-shirts. Feels like a gold mine. Having a monster year this year. You see a new attitude, Duncan Robinson. We go with DuncYard dog. I feel like these fly off the shelves.
I don't know how much Duncan is appreciating that particular graphic.
Hey,
I appreciate the sentiment.
I got something a little simpler for you. Next time you come on, play that Fugees. Have that Fugees in the background.
I'm telling you. DuncYard dog. Hey, hotcakes, Leroy.
You knew it was coming, Mike.
Yeah, there's always something. I think that's the only reason why he didn't care about Family Festival. He wanted me to
I do care about Family Festival. I do.
He had an idea he wanted to pitch, and he's like, you know what? Let's talk about Family Festival for a minute. Let me get to the DuncYard dog.
I feel like we present this t-shirt. We presented a prototype at Family Festival to Duncan Robinson, and he wears the I think he loves it.
Really?
What?
You wanted him to get an arm sleeve.
No, he thought about that because he had that bad influence JJ Redick around him. And now you see that they're not hanging out anymore. All of a sudden, Duncan Robinson back to being Duncan Robinson.
That's sports logic for my man right there.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Let me first of all, before we get off, let me give a prop. Leroy, your shirt. That is a great shirt right there. That's a great Chris Bosh shirt, man. That's great.
You know who my guy was? You know who my guy was growing up?
Who's that?
Pistol Pete.
Oh, come on, man.
Here's the deal. When I went to college, I was a Utah Jazz fan. Because people don't realize there's no jazz in Utah, dude.
No. I went to college in Utah.
Okay. Whoa. Wow.
I went to Utah State. So I know what you're talking about. There's definitely no jazz.
Right.
No R&B either. Also, Leroy, thank you so much for joining us for Miami 162.
Oh, anytime.
That was an unbelievable thing, Michael. Like,
we couldn't hear. So we didn't, because the mics were out. So we couldn't really hear, but everybody was telling us that it was really good.
Yeah, I'll send you a clip so you can see the whole thing, so you can hear what happened. But you're right. It was special. I goosebumps. It's one of those things. Working here for as long as I've been here, one of the most memorable things I've ever been associated with. It just exceeded my expectations. So I appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Plus, people don't realize, like, all of the people actually having conversations behind and getting to know each other and where are you from and what you do. Here's my number if you need me help. So it was like almost like a big networking thing back behind the scenes. So it actually did more than just have people come together in the arena. Like, it was a way to connect all these people doing different things in the community.
Yeah, it was a brotherhood. It was a brotherhood. And hey, Tobin, before we get off, I want to make sure I say big ups and to your wife.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it, man. She's been an unbelievable badass through all of this. I know she wants to get back to some normalcy, but I appreciate all of your guys' support and outreach and all the well wishes. She's been a trooper, man. She's been unbelievable.
Yeah,
so I appreciate that.
Let's get her involved in our red, white, and pink game this next fall for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Get her on court.
Absolutely. Heat 24th Annual Family Festival coming up, everybody. Sunday, March 3rd, this Sunday at the Kaseya Center. After, I'm sure, is going to be a couple great wins coming on up for your Miami Heat. If you guys want to get your tickets, heatfamilyfestival.com is where you guys get them. You guys get to have this unbelievable interaction, see Heat players like you've never seen them before, great food, great event every single time. You know the Miami Heat, they do things top-notch. Any other things you want to say about Sunday, Michael, before we get you out of here?
No, you nailed it. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys letting me be on. And please, everybody, come on out on Sunday.